and the Halloween Hunt by Marjorie Wineland Shermat, illustrated by Mark Simmons. My name is Nate Great. I'm a detective. Tonight I got into trouble. Tonight I was locked in a haunted house with my dog Sludgy. I was in big trouble. There was no pancake there. I was on a Halloween case. It started about an hour ago. My dog Sludgy and I were looking out our window. We were waiting for witches and clowns and the Draculas and the princesses to ring out the doorbell. Suddenly, I heard a scratch at the door, a loud scratch. I went to the door and opened it. Someone was standing there in a long dress, a bonnet, and a shawl. It was a Little Red Riding Hood's grandmother, carrying a trick-or-treat bag in her big teeth. His big teeth. The grandmother was Annie's dog, Fang. I did not think that Halloween was a scary holiday until now. Where's Annie? I asked him. Does she know you're out alone on Halloween? I did not wait for an answer. I dropped some treats into Fang's back. He wagged his tail and went down the walk. I closed the door behind him. Sludgy crawled out from under a chair. I said to him, "Be brave on Halloween. We do not believe in ghosts and goblins or grandmothers with big teeth." Sludgy went back to the window. The doorbell rang. I opened the door. Annie and Rosamond were outside. They were both dressed as Little Red Riding Hood, and they were each carrying a basket covered with red clothes. "Your grandmother was just here," I said to both of them. "I know it," Annie said. "This is Fang's first year out alone on Halloween." I put some treats in his bag, I said, "and now I'll give you some for your basket." "My basket is already heavy with treats," Rosamond said. "I can't carry any more." "Mine isn't full yet," Annie said. She lifted the napkin from her basket, and I dropped some treats inside. "I'm finished with the trick-or-treating," Rosamond said. "I came here to ask for your help." "What kind of help?" "One of my cats, a little Hex, is missing," Rosamond said. "He hates Halloween. Every year he tries to hide, but this year I can't find him." Where are your other three cats?" I asked. "Perhaps a little Hex is with them." "Oh no," Rosamond said. "Every Halloween, Super Hex, Big Hex, and Plain Hex go to the old haunted house on the next street and help to haunt it. But Little Hex is too scary, so he hides." "Wait until tomorrow," I said. "Halloween will be over and Little Hex will come out of his hiding place. But he might be really lost," Rosamond said. "I'm so worried. I can't eat any of my treats. Please help me." "Very well, I need to Grit will take your case. Tell me, when was the last time you saw Little Hex?" "He was following Annie and me," Rosamond said. "Well, did you go tonight?" Annie asked. "First I put on my costume," Rosamond said, "and then I went to Annie's house. Little Hex followed me there, and then what?" Annie finished dressing up Fang. She sent him on his way. Then Annie and I went to Chloe's house. He gave us some cookies. We put them in our basket. Next, we went to Esmeralda's house. She gave us her special Halloween biscuits. "Was Little Hex still following you?" "Yes," Rosamond said. Then Esmeralda asked Annie and me to help her get into her gorilla costume. So Annie and I stepped into her house, and Little Hex did too. Annie and I helped Esmeralda become a gorilla. The three of us started to leave Esmeralda's house. That's when I noticed that Little Hex was gone. "Then he's probably still in Esmeralda's house," I said. "No, we looked everywhere in our house," Annie said. "Was Esmeralda's door open or closed while you were helping her with her costume?" I asked. "Open," Annie said. "So Little Hex probably escaped outside," I said. "It is hard to find a small black cat in the dark." but I'll go out and hunt for him. Oh, thank you, Rosamond said. I'll go home and wait for you to bring him back. Rosamond and Annie laughed. I wrote a note to my mother. Dear mother, I'm on a Halloween case. I'm hunting for a little hags who would, who would rather hide than hunt. Okay. Who would rather hide than hunt. I'll be back. I'll miss our grandmothers with the big teeth uses them on me. Love made the great. I got a flashlight. Sludgy and I went out into the night. I saw two pirates ahead of us. Excuse me, I said, have you seen Rosamond's cat, the little hags? The pirates turned around. They were Finley and Pip. We have just started on our round, Finley said, and all we've seen are a dancing artichoke and a robot. Artichoke. Okay, artichoke. What does it mean? Let me ask ChatGPT. The meaning of artichoke. Okay, ChatGPT, can you tell me the meaning of artichoke? Artichoke?
The artichoke. It's like a little green treasure wrapped in layers. Essentially, it's a vegetable that belongs to the thistle family. You've got this tough outer structure, but inside you have this soft, delicious heart. Real delicacy. So it's both a culinary delight and a bit of a metaphor for hidden depth.
Okay, thank you.
Of course, if you ever get a chance, trying a marinated artichoke heart in a salad or even a dip is such a treat. And hey, if you ever dive into cooking them yourself, I'm here for any tips.
Okay, I finished snowballing up to page 17, and this is April 1st. Okay, let me close the book and I'm gonna tell you the whole story that I've read until now. Nate the Great was waiting for his friends at his home. He thinks his house is haunted and he's locked inside. He was waiting for Draculas and some wild monsters, but nobody came up. No doorbell rang. And all of a sudden, his front door made a strange sound, like a scratching sound. So he opened the door. Then there was a Fang. Fang is Annie's dog, a big dog with big fang. And he was in costume of a Little Red Riding Hood's grandmother. So he put some treats in his trick-or-treat bag and closed the door. And Fang turned and walked down the street. And Sludgy, Nate's dog, came out of under a chair because he was so scared of Fang. And he doesn't like Fang. And next moment, there was a doorbell rang, so he opened the door again. Then there were Annie and Rosamond standing there, and so Nate asked them if they wanted to have some treats. So then Annie answered, "Yes, I will have some treats." Then, but Rosamond said, "No, I already have enough treats. It is too hard to carry my basket." Which is very unusual point, I think. And so Nate gave Annie some treats, and instead Rosamond said she came here to ask for help from Nate. And Nate asked, what is it? And then Rosamund says, she lost her little cat, Little Hex, and Rosamund wants Nate to take her case to solve. And Nate said, "Okay, I'll take the case." And Nate asked Rosamund, when was this cat following you all the way to his home? Then she said yes. And then when was your last time saw Little Hex? Then asked Nate, and Rosamund answered, was Esmeralda house. And Rosamund, after putting on a costume, she went to Annie's house, and Annie and Rosamund all together went to Chloe's house, and after Chloe's, they went to Esmeralda's house, helped her be a gorilla costume. And when they came out of Esmeralda's house, Esmeralda noticed Little Hex was gone. So Nate made a note to her mother. He's taking a Halloween case, and if Fang is not gonna hurt him, and he will be back safely. Then what was the last part? Okay. Then he grabbed his flashlight, and then Rosamund and Annie went back to their own home. And Rosamund said, "I'm gonna wait for you. Come back with my Little Hex with you." And after they're gone, Nate grabbed his flashlight and went outside. When he was walking down the street, he saw two fellas in some costume, and when Nate called them, did he call them? Okay. Yeah, Nate said, "Excuse me," and asked them if they saw Little Hex. Then they turned around, and they were Finley and Pip. Then they said they've seen a dancing artichoke and robot. That was it. Nate the Great is very simple book, and easy to read and easy to understand. And it's all about simple anecdotal mystery. They can be solved easily. Everything's not that difficult, but as I told you, reading a story and you reproduce this story again in your own words is totally different matter. I strongly believe by doing this kind of practice, I think I can improve my English skill fast. That's what I'm thinking.